So I am so sorry in advance for this incredibly short and delayed video. I have been running around for the past 2 weeks, making new friends, weirdly enough, and trying to get to know the Massachusetts area that I'm in, and trying to deal with my birthday without having an actual giant crisis. And I think this year I successfully maybe avoided it, but I have no idea. I guess I'll tell you about my birthday situation that I planned for myself, and then I'll tell you about other things that have been going on, including the Asian picnic that was like incredibly chaotic but a lot of fun. And I don't know, going to different gay bars around the area. I have to drive an hour to get to any of them because the area I'm in is very like weird backwoods, middle of nowhere. So that's been a whole thing. A lot of gas has been used, and I don't know, just generally avoiding my regular life, it seems. But all of that to say, my birthday was actually a lot of fun. I ended up wandering around one of the malls that's like an hour away for like literally 7 hours, I think. It was like crazy. I like did things, obviously, and there's a restaurant there, weirdly enough, with like what was it, soup dumplings that were really delicious. And then it was kind of embarrassing because I told the owner briefly that it was my birthday, and he was like this really nice Malaysian guy who was like really funny. And he ended up sending out one of the waiters with like free mango sticky rice, so I really appreciated that. And I was just like, oh my god, thank you, Dad. So that happened. That man really did look like my father. It was kind of crazy. So that occurred, and then I went to Hot Topic multiple times, and I went to Spencer's multiple times just to walk around. I don't know. And then I like kind of just wandered into every single one of the stores just to see what was up. There's like 3 floors of the mall, so like I had a good time. I really do miss the early 2000s slash like the 2010s era where you could go to the mall and just like spend hours there. So that's what I did, because I was waiting for a gay bar to open. So I went to this gay bar called Majestic Saloon, and I really had a great time. I met the bar owner, and she's also the bartender there, and her name's Kayla. She's really nice. And I ended up talking to a bunch of other people weirdly that night. I say weirdly because, like, fun fact, when I'm gonna say that once per video. I'm not allowed to say fun fact anymore because I rewatched that video where I was kind of drunk and I said fun fact 50 million times, and I will never recover from that. Like, that was a lot for me. I need to stop saying the same thing 50 times when I am a little drunk. Maybe I should knock that off. So anyway, something Majestic Saloon meeting people. So I don't know what it is about my little face or just about the way I am as a person, but for some reason I go in public situations, especially bars, especially when there's other gay or trans people involved, and I just sit there and people come up and tell me about their entire life. I don't know why. I'm not like, I love it, but I'm also not like, I hate it. I'm just kind of like, okay, you clearly need to talk about some things, and I don't mind sitting here listening and playing therapist a little bit, whatever. But they tell me their entire life, and then for some reason after they tell me their entire life, they're like, by the way, I think I might be in love with you. And I'm like, no, that's just the 5 beers you just downed. And also, I think you're confusing emotional intimacy with one-sided, let me tell you, one-sided emotional intimacy with I don't know, romantic feelings, which I find is a pretty common thing with a lot of people. So I don't know, I get like, I say hit on, but like it's kind of deeper than that. They're not just like, oh, I think you're hot. They're like, oh, I think I'm in love with you. And I'm like, I don't think you're in love with me. I think you just love the feeling of being heard by somebody who like cares about you and your life. So that's a thing. I don't know. I don't really know what to say to that. It kind of is a lot for me sometimes because, like, I just, once again, like, it happens. And I'm like, I'm glad that you were able to talk about things that you clearly have not been able to talk about before. But also, I'm like, damn, you could buy me a drink. Not in that way. I would just like to be compensated, except not really. It's fine. Like, once again, like, to a certain extent, I don't mind. If the person starts really heavy pouring their, like, really intense graphic trauma, I'll be like, okay, like maybe you've had a little too much to drink and you need a break because this is not good for you. Like, get some water, like relax, go find your friends. You didn't come here with friends? Okay, like take a lap around the bar, do whatever you need to do, like, because you're definitely going through something. And like, as much as I would like to help you in general, because I think people just, I don't know, need help in general sometimes. Like, I definitely need a lot of help, and I just help myself for the most part, but whatever. That's like a whole separate thing. I don't know. It's just funny. It's a funny thing I've noticed that keeps happening, because I've been going out to bars at least like 2 or 3 times a week because I am unemployed, and just like, I don't know, like trying not to sit around the house, because when I sit around the house I get really like, I don't know, like in myself to a point that it's just not helpful. So I've been going out a lot, which like I think is fun, but also I'm definitely spending like a decent amount of money. Whatever, I need to probably stay in more, which is a segue to me staying in more because I'm trying to work on a project, because I got into an event, like a little Zine Fest event that's happening in Connecticut. It's called the QT Zine Fest, which I've been to before. It's really amazing. So I really want to have at least one new book for that Zine Fest, and then after that I'm gonna try to do the little sequel pair book situation, because it's supposed to be 2 halves of one story, which I'm really excited about. But I really just need to get it together and sit down and start cartooning again. I really have not been doing it. Funny enough, I guess I don't really mention it much anymore on this channel, and I've like archived all of my videos showing off my projects on this channel because I don't do as well for some reason as me just saying things into the fucking wind. But I am a cartoonist. Surprise! I'm a cartoonist. I'm an illustrator. I have 2 art degrees. Not that those art degrees had any sort of dictation on the type of art I make outside of school, because like it's all just like illustrations and, once again, like comics. It's not really stuff that you learn in formal fine art training school, whatever. Even though I didn't even technically go to an art school, I actually just went to a 4-year institution that had an art program that was very shitty, but whatever. I got my degree out of it, so like I guess that's all that matters. Even though, funny enough, I have found that the more I search for jobs, the more I'm realizing my degree does not matter. And not just, oh, the subject of your degree doesn't matter. Like, obviously, unless you're a doctor or a lawyer, it doesn't really matter in that case. I think it's more like literally me having a degree, nobody seems to give a shit because everybody has a degree, even though that's also not true. But it's been interesting. The job hunt has been very stressful, so we'll see how it goes, but whatever. All of that aside, before I get another job and before I go out and spend all of my savings on beers and stuffed animals for people I randomly meet at Asian picnics, I need to work on my project. You guys need to yell at me to work on my project, because I really need to figure out how I want to do it and how I'm going to finish it. I really want this specific book to be very like avant-garde and like, I don't know, like just really intensely visually striking. That's what I would really like. I want it to be very much like the fine artsy kind of comic. I don't just want it to be like straightforward or, I don't know, like my usual stuff. Like I really want this one to be like my introduction into my new like line of comics, if that makes sense, that I'm going to start making. Even though this is a wall, by the way, this is like, it's psyching me out because normally I sit more in this area, but I set up the stupid, it's not even a tripod. Right now you guys are sitting on this little like bathroom rack thing that I use as like an ink station, where I put all of my little watercolors and brushes and like pens. So like you're just sitting on that thing, and this is, it looks like it's an open space, but it's actually just a wall, which is kind of getting in the way of me being Italian. So all that to say, I need to do this comic, and it's gonna be a comic about the tragedy of butch lesbian romance. And I've had it planned since 2019, and it originally was going to be called what was it going to be called? It was going to be called Paradise, after a gay club in New Jersey. But now I'm going to rename it who fucking knows. I'm so tired. I am so tired. I can't say KMS on YouTube, but that's how I feel. I'm going to inflict death upon myself because I am so tired, and it's totally fine. But something, it's going to be called, I keep mixing up the Chinese names because it's a Chinese idiom, and it's going to be 2 books, and one of them is going to be the one version of the idiom, and the other book is going to be the other version of the idiom. The first one is Mirror Flower, and the other one is going to be Water Moon, and both of those phrases mean something that's beautiful but unobtainable. unobtainable. Right now, we're at the point where we're so tired that words are not sounding like words, and it's really killing me. But yeah, so we're gonna do those 2 books, and they're gonna be artsy and fun. And I think what I'm gonna do is there's also not gonna be any dialogue. It's gonna be like a silent mime film. It's gonna be really pretentious and annoying, and I'm like very excited about it. And it's gonna be all like in blues, so like blue toned paper with like dark blue ink, and it's gonna have like white highlights, and it's gonna be so beautiful. And that's the plan. So that's what I'm gonna do for that comic. And other than that, I think I was supposed to talk about the Asian picnic. I don't want to talk about the Asian picnic, but I will. Not because it wasn't fun. It was a lot of fun. It was great. It was essentially, I met somebody at a speed dating event who is really cool, and she and her wife are trying to have a baby, but the issue is, why am I talking about this person's business? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's also not in depth, and also I'm sure if you asked her in general, she would tell you, because she tells everybody about this baby, which I think is so cute. But they're trying to have a baby, and they're trying to figure out the whole donor situation because they want to find a donor who's very similar to her specific race and ethnicity, and it's difficult because, like, very specifically, it's Chinese ancestors who are displaced to Thailand. So, like, that specific life experience and cultural experience she's trying to find in a donor who also she wants to be kind of present in the baby's life. So it's a whole thing. All that to say, she's planning more Asian meetup events, but she planned this picnic, and it was so much fun. It was like recently, maybe a day or 2 ago, and everybody brought their little potluck thing, and it was so exciting because like it was just all Asian people. We're all hanging out, and it was cool. It was like really great. We're all talking about our like Asian lives, and I was just like, holy shit, this is like so much fun, and everyone's like really nice, and everyone made great food except me, because I tried to make ube flan and it didn't fucking work because my oven, I'm pretty sure, is not up to temperature. Just in general, like you put it on 350 and I think it either underheats or overheats. Like there's something up with it, and I don't feel like contacting the landlords because like they are stupid. Whatever, it's fine. So, because literally, like, I had issues with my toilet before I moved in. I told them, and they're like, well, it's a new toilet, so we're not going to fix it. And I was like, okay, but it's making this really high-pitched squeaking noise, and it's really upsetting me personally. And they're like, okay, well, like, good luck with that. And I was just like, all right, I guess I'll die. But yeah, so the flan did not turn out well. And maybe I was very upset because I worked on it for 8 hours. And you're like, 8 hours, you say? Why would you work on flan for 8 hours? It's because I made 2 of them, and one of them was like the flan with the cake on top. That version, except it was like ube cake. And the other one was just like a straight up like regular like flan recipe with the like ube like extract that I tried to use. This bitch wouldn't bake. And the other beach literally looked like Grimace surprise flan, and it stressed me the fuck out, and it made me really upset. So I spent 8 hours trying to steam everything correctly at the right temperature, and it was not working, and I was panicking. So what I ended up doing an hour before the event was I drove to Walmart, I chopped up my fucking watermelon that I bought, I put it in a pan, and then I marched my happy ass to that fucking campground that was an hour away from my house. So that's how that went, and I felt like an asshole. I also brought a big pack of water bottles, which people seem to like, so that was fine. So at least people ate and drank my stuff that I brought. But I was also like, I feel like a failure. This is so humiliating. I'm going to die. It is literally fine. So that happened. And then what else has been going on? I don't even want to bring this up because like there's so much going on. I got fired from my job that I hated, which was great because the thing is I literally walked in the day of like about to quit, and they're like, you're fired. And I was like, yes, unemployment, yes. But at the same time, like, what's happening? And they literally, would not explain to me, which to me says I know why I was fired, and it's because maybe I was trying to help the kids advocate for themselves and they didn't like it. And then the other thing was they wouldn't look me in the eye when they did it. They literally like had a piece of paper and slid it across the table, and they're like, here's the information. I was like, information for what? And they're like, information for you being fired. And I was just like, thank you for doing that so I didn't have to. Like, it was kind of, I hate to say it, but like it was kind of great because I really couldn't be there anymore. I really couldn't be there. Maybe one day I'll talk more about the entire situation of what happened in that place where kids were honestly being severely mistreated. But that's for the future. Today, I'm honestly kind of just trying to get over it and not be upset and like live my life and go to my stupid little gay events and drink my beer and hang out with like people who I think might be new friends. I don't know. So that's all that's kind of happening. That's just how I feel. I don't know. This is what I'm wearing today. Feeling fierce in my decorated jean jacket. No, I literally, the funny thing is I wear this outfit every day. When I'm not making YouTube videos and I'm not at work, I'm wearing this, and it's literally, I don't know, I like this jacket. I sewed patches onto it. I have everything. Like, I really just like, I like everything. Like, I customized it, and I would show you the back, but I don't feel like getting up. The back patch is really good though. It's a good one. It makes people think I speak Spanish, and then sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're like, do you speak Spanish?" And I'm like, I sound like Peggy Hill when I speak Spanish. It's really sad. Which reminds me, I've been binge watching. Why is this video 16 minutes long already? I never shut up. It's okay. It's just how it is, I guess. But I have been doing nothing except binge watching King of the Hill, and it's been really bad. Like, it's been fun, but not this man. What is he doing back there? That's my rabbit. He's having his little moment in the sun, I guess. But I'm kidding. It's like, it's so dark outside. I'm going to cry. But the darkness here is like really different from the darkness in other places for some reason. It literally reminds me of that one time I went to Ireland and you literally can't see, and you can't see your like hand in front of your face. It's like crazy out there. But anyway, something King of the Hill binge watching 24/7. And then when I get tired of binge watching King of the Hill, which is very rare, I literally just go onto YouTube and watch character analysis of like character analyses, however the plural is for that, of like King of the Hill characters. And it's just like my hyperfixation is so intense. It's like really bad. But that's what you do when you're stuck in a place you don't want to be and you're all depressed and all you can do is drive an hour to go live your actual life. So that's been happening. I think that's it. I think this video has been, it's long enough. It's long enough. I will talk to you soon. I do have formal videos planned where they're an hour long and I talk about an actual topic instead of me just like describing my life, the same 5 events of my life in several different ways. Which is my specialty, I guess. So the video I've been putting off making, which I should probably actually make sooner than later because like it's kind of important and it's the summer and like the sun and everything else, is like maybe I was gonna make a video about colorism, and I still am, particularly East Asian colorism specifically. And maybe it's a very sensitive topic for me and makes me really upset, because it has affected me in a lot of ways in my life and made me feel like not a person. Because I'm brown and Asian, and it's also made me feel not Asian, and it's also made me feel not affiliated, I don't know, with any sort of group, because I'm like, literally, like, I don't know. I look so, like, randomized, I guess, in the face in a lot of ways that, like, literally people think I'm, like, not anything, or they think I'm, like, multiracial, but to a degree that's just, like, I don't know why you just thought I was 5 different types of ethnicities, but, like, I can promise you I'm probably 1, if not maybe 2 or 3. But I don't know because I don't want to do this stupid DNA test because I am afraid of finding out more about my family, my birth family, and my biological family, however you want to put it, because maybe I'm really worried about me being a painful memory for everybody in my family. So there's that. But yeah, I'm gonna make the colorism video. I'm gonna make the why LGBT communities are obsessed with being as normal as possible video, and not just in regards to like being like a nuclear family with kids, but like also just like literally like having the most normative body, having the most normative like experiences, like having the most normative relationships. Like it's very bizarre. Or you go the opposite extreme of that and it's like just trying to be different to be different. It's a very like middle school-esque kind of situation, but that's like a whole, this is a separate video. It's a separate video. Yeah. I need to go to bed, so I can do a whole lot of nothing tomorrow and then go back to that bar and hang out and eat a burrito and go to comedy night. I think that's it. Thanks for listening. Or no thanks. I don't know. It's your life. If you made it to the end of the video, congratulations. You just listened to me talk about nothing for 20 minutes. So that's on you. I cannot recompensate you for the lost time. Have a great day or night. I'm like, why am I like, I'm like looking at myself in the camera and I'm like, who is that? What is that? What's going on? Why do I look like I'm wearing really aggressive foundation when I'm really not? Because you can see my greasy pores, and you can also see all of my freckles. But when I wear my cursed foundation for my cursed drag makeup, it all kind of disappears. It's really weird. I don't like, my freckles are very weird. Okay, we need to not be this close to the camera. We need to go back here and be normal looking, semi-normal looking, pretend to be normal looking. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.